Hello everyone, and welcome back to Life Single Review. I'm so glad you're here with us today for another heartfelt story from Vietnam. I hope you're all doing well, staying healthy, and finding joy in the little moments of life. Today's episode might just be the one we've all been waiting for. After everything Day and Huyen have been through together, after building a new home by the river and creating a life with little BiBi, could this finally be the moment when their future becomes official? Day has just received a court summons about his divorce case with his ex-wife, Ms. Thuy. But will the court process go smoothly? Will Ms. Thuy agree to the divorce without complications? Can Day and Huyen finally move forward and build their life together properly? And what does their new life by the river look like while they wait for this crucial court date? In this episode, we'll see how this small family spends their days fishing together, sharing traditional remedies, and dreaming of a future where they can finally be together without any legal obstacles. So before we dive in, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update on Day and Huyen's journey toward happiness. Life has truly changed for Day, Huyen, and little BiBi. They now live in a brand new house right by the riverbank. The house is spacious and sturdy, built strong enough to withstand the storms that often sweep through this region. Unlike their previous situation, they no longer have to worry when the rainy season comes. Even when storms arrive, the main concern here is just flooding from the river, nothing more. It feels like a fresh start for this small family. A place where they can finally breathe and build their dreams together. On this particular morning, Huyen tells BiBi to stay home quietly while she heads out to the garden. She has turmeric to dig up. Turmeric she planted last year that has now grown into beautiful, large roots. As she walks through the garden, she explains that she plans to bring the turmeric to the market to sell. Each kilogram fetches about 15,000 dong, and some of these clusters weigh nearly a full kilogram each. Huyen works carefully, knowing that this small income helps support her family. After harvesting, she replants in the same spot, thinking ahead to next year when she will have even more turmeric to sell. This is how Huyen thinks, always planning, always preparing for tomorrow. While digging, Huyen shares something precious with us, a traditional remedy from her hometown. She tells us that people in her village have used turmeric for generations to treat stomach problems. Anyone suffering from stomach pain or ulcers should listen carefully to her method. You take a small piece of fresh turmeric, about the size of your finger. Then you pound it with a mortar and pestle, or if you have a blender, that works even better. Mix the turmeric with a cup of warm water and blend it until smooth. Then add a spoonful of honey and stir everything together well. Drink the entire mixture, both the juice and the pulp, twice a day. The best time is early morning on an empty stomach. After drinking, Huyen says you should lie down and roll gently from side to side. This helps the turmeric warm your entire stomach evenly. Huyen admits that her own stomach has been bothering her lately, so once she earns enough money to buy honey, she plans to make this remedy for herself too. Meanwhile, Dee has been busy with his own plans. He went to a nearby shop and bought a foam boat, the kind that floats easily on the river. Along with the boat, he purchased fishing nets, a fish trap, and a convenient bag for storing the catch. Thuy explains his thinking to Huyen when he returns. Living right next to the river, they should take advantage of what nature provides. With this boat, he can catch fish for the family to eat every day. When the loofah vines grow fruit over the water, he can row out and pick them easily too. The foam boat is lightweight and practical, perfect for their simple needs. Thuy also bought a trap that he plans to set permanently at their river dock. He will need to go into the forest to cut some bamboo for the frame. But once it is ready, they can pull it up regularly and always have fresh fish. No more spending money at the market for fish. Everything they need is right here in the river flowing past their home. This is the beauty of their new life. Simple, sustainable, and filled with hope. They work hard, but they work together, and that makes all the difference. With the new boat ready, Thuy and Huyen cannot wait to try it out. Thuy carries the foam boat down to the riverbank and gently places it in the water. Huyen watches nervously from the dock, worried that the boat might sink when they climb in. She has never been on such a small boat before, and the thought of falling into the river makes her hesitant. But Thuy reassures her with a confident smile. He tells her the boat is sturdy enough for 2 people to sit comfortably. To prove his point, he steps onto the boat first, and sure enough, it floats perfectly steady on the calm river water. Huyen carefully climbs aboard, holding Thuy's hand for balance. They both laugh when they realize neither of them actually knows how to row properly. Thuy grabs a long pole to use as a temporary oar, promising to make a proper one tomorrow. He pushes off from the dock, and immediately the boat starts spinning in circles. The wind does not help either, making it even harder to control their direction. Huyen teases him, asking if he even knows what he is doing. They switch positions, with Huyen trying to row while Thuy prepares the fishing net. But she struggles too, and the boat keeps turning around and around. Despite the challenges, they cannot stop laughing. This is their first time, and they are learning together. Eventually, Thuy manages to row them closer to a good spot for casting the net. He shows Huyen how to hold the net properly, shaking it so the lead sinkers at the bottom spread out evenly and do not get tangled. He throws the net into the water with a smooth motion, and they wait with hopeful hearts. The river water feels cool and refreshing against their hands. Within minutes, they see movement in the net. A fish has been caught. Then another one appears tangled in a different section. Huyen exclaims with excitement that this river truly has so many fish. Most of them are tilapia, which Thuy says have plenty of meat and very few bones, perfect for cooking. Little BiBi has been watching from the riverbank this whole time, curious about what her parents are doing on the water. Thuy notices her and calls out, inviting her to join them on the boat. He rows back to the dock and carefully lifts BiBi onto the boat, setting her down safely between them. He tells her to sit close so she will not fall. Now the whole family is together on the water, catching fish under the warm sunlight. BiBi watches with wide eyes as more fish appear in the net. Thuy asks her if she wants the fish fried or grilled later, and she seems excited at the thought of eating their fresh catch. After collecting enough fish for the day, Thuy rows the family back to the dock. He has already planned ahead for their future. They will catch fish regularly for the family to eat. And whenever they have extra, Huyen can bring them to the market to sell alongside her vegetables and turmeric. The trap he bought will be set up permanently at the dock, so they can simply pull it up whenever they need fish. No more buying expensive fish from the market. Back inside the house, Dee gets to work preparing their catch. He fries some of the smaller fish until golden and crispy, then uses others to cook a delicious mustard green soup with tilapia. He adds fresh ginger to reduce the fishy smell. While cooking, he waits patiently for Huyen to return from selling turmeric at the market, keeping the food warm so they can eat together as a family. While Day is in the kitchen finishing up the cooking, his phone suddenly rings. On the other end is Mr. Bin, a local official who delivers court documents in their area. Mr. Bin's voice carries important news. He tells Dee that a court summons has arrived regarding the divorce case between Dee and Ms. Thuy. Dee's heart skips a beat when he hears this. After so many days of waiting and wondering, the court has finally scheduled a date to settle everything. Mr. Bin asks if Day is home so he can deliver the letter. Day explains that he is not at his old house, but staying at Huyen's place by the riverbank. Mr. Bin knows the location and says he will arrive in about 5 to 10 minutes. Day hangs up the phone and cannot contain his emotions. He whispers to himself that the day of his freedom is getting closer. This court summons means Ms. Thuy has also been called to appear. They will both go before the judge and finally resolve this divorce that has been hanging over Dee's head for so long. Once this is settled, he can marry Huyen properly and give their relationship the official status it deserves. Everything seems to be moving in the right direction at last. When Mr. Bin arrives at the house, he takes a moment to admire the new home Day and Huyen have built together. He comments on how spacious and sturdy it looks, noting that they probably do not need to fear storms anymore living in such a solid structure. Day agrees, explaining that even when storms come through this region, the main worry is just river flooding. Nothing too dangerous. Mr. Bin hands over the court summons document and wishes De good luck with the proceedings. He expresses genuine hope that the court will settle everything smoothly this time. Then, with a warm smile, Mr. Bin adds that once the divorce is finalized, Dee and Huyen can finally be together properly. He encourages Dee to start saving money and preparing for the wedding. Before leaving, he makes Dee promise to invite him when the happy day comes. Dee feels grateful for Mr. Bin's kindness. He offers the official some fresh fish from today's catch to take home and fry. He also asks Huyen's garden for some clean vegetables to send along. Mr. Bin accepts the gifts with appreciation, commenting that living near the river provides such clean and fresh food. Just as Mr. Bin prepares to leave, Huyen returns from selling turmeric at the market. She greets him warmly, and Mr. Bin congratulates both of them on the court summons. Huyen invites him to stay for a meal, but he politely declines, saying he will save that invitation for their wedding celebration instead. After Mr. Bin leaves, Huyen asks Day to show her the court document. She reads through it carefully, noting that the court date is approaching soon. Both Day and Ms. Thuy have been summoned to appear and settle their divorce. Huyen advises Day to call his ex-wife beforehand. She wants him to understand Ms. Thuy's attitude, so he can prepare himself mentally for whatever might happen at the courthouse. Day agrees. This is wise. They have come too far and waited too long for anything to go wrong now. As they sit down together for their meal of fried fish and vegetable soup, both Day and Huyen share the same hopeful feeling. They believe that this time, everything will work out. Soon they will be free to build their future together without any shadows from the past. And so, dear friends, we come to the end of another beautiful chapter in Day and Huyen's journey. Today we witness something truly special. This small family has built a peaceful life by the river, working together with their own hands to provide for each other. Huyen digs turmeric from her garden and shares ancient healing wisdom passed down through generations. Day catches fresh fish from the river so his family never goes hungry. And little BiBi grows up surrounded by the love of two people who would do anything for her. But perhaps the most meaningful moment came when that court summons arrived. After all the waiting and uncertainty, Dee finally holds in his hands the promise of freedom. Soon he will stand before the judge and close this chapter with Ms. Thuy forever. Then nothing will stand between him and Huyen anymore. Will the court proceedings go smoothly? Will Miss Thuy agree to the divorce without causing problems? We will have to wait and see what happens next. But one thing is certain. True love is patient, and Dee and Huyen have proven that their love can endure any obstacle. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If this story touched your heart, please give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can follow Day and Huyen's story as it continues to unfold. Until next time, take care of yourselves and the ones you love. This is Life Single Review, sending you warmth and happiness.